my name's Hunter, and I'm going to teach you guys how to make some pizza. I figured pizza because game day's coming up, and January, the playoffs, and the Super Bowl, and all that stuff. So let's get started. First of all, you're going to need your ingredients, like your 1.5 cups of flour, or gluten-free flour. I'm using Joules because we've experimented with quite a bit of flour, and we figured out this one's the best. I also have 1/4 of a teaspoon of oregano, and that'll go in later. I have 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put in a pinch of garlic powder, and then I can show you the wet ingredients later. So first of all, we have to add in all our dry ingredients. There's a pinch. And we gotta whisk it together. You can also do this with a fork. I like to use a whisk though, because it's a lot more. Be careful not to spill your flour mixture, else you won't have such an even dough. Now we have to add our wet ingredients. So we're gonna add in our 2 egg whites, separated from the egg yolks. We're gonna add in 2 tablespoons of EVOO, extra virgin olive oil. We're gonna add in a 1/2 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and we're also gonna add in. I have 2/3 of milk, 2/3 cup of milk here, but we're only gonna add in 1/3 right now. So. That's good enough. And I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to go on a low setting right now. And then gradually I'm going to add in my, I'm going to stop the blender actually, because we don't have a very top-notch blender and easy to add stuff in. So I'm going to stop the blender, add in some of it, and start it back up again. Get the stuff off the sides. And once that looks like all the flour is gone, I'm going to add in some more. What the heck, I'll add the rest. And I'm going to turn that to about 4 setting, or medium low. And that's turned into a very mushy paste right now. So now I'm going to add in the rest of our milk. So right now I have my packet of gluten-free yeast, and I just added in the rest of my milk. I'm going to add in the yeast. I don't make sure the dough rises in the oven and not leave it to be all messed up and stuff like that. And that's got to mix for about 2 to 3 minutes. So. Oh, hi. So I've had this spinning on high for about 3 minutes. It's on high. And now I'm gonna put it onto a pan. Do you need this anymore? I'm gonna put this onto a pan. No problem there with it. So first of all, I have my pan all oiled up, and I'm gonna need to get my hands all oiled. So, let's see, can I get my hands all oiled up? I'm gonna get this scooped out onto the pan. If it comes out. It's important to make sure you get as much of the batter on the pan as you can, because you'll get a bigger pizza, thicker instead of too thin. I'm not throwing this pizza up in the air, I apologize. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use the palm of your hands and get the pizza really well olive oiled on the top, and just lightly push with the palm of your hands on the dough. You don't want to go real deep in, or else it'll get really sticky and all over your hands. So you just want to kind of push it around and even try to form a crust if you can. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't really work. And make sure you have quite a good layer of thickness, because if you don't have very much thickness on your bottom of your pizza, sauce will all fall through. Pizza without sauce is not a pizza at all. So, and then you can go around and you can kind of give it a crust. I was told my pizza turned out a lot better than the person who's filming this right now one time. And this will be kind of difficult because it can get very sticky, but you gotta be able to sacrifice that for your good pizza. So there we go. That's about good. I'm gonna wash my hands off really quickly. Okay, we have our crust, and I preheated our oven to 200, turned it off, and we're just gonna stick this in for 10 to 20 minutes. See you in 10 to 20 minutes. So 10 to 20 minutes later, we have our pizza all risen up. Let's see this bad boy. Look at that, good risen, right? Lovely. Okay, so now we have to take a fork and poke holes in it to make sure the crust doesn't get air bubbles. So I'm back, and our oven has preheated, and I'm going to throw it into the oven. This oven's preheated at 375 and uncovered, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to go throw it uncovered for about 15 minutes. I'm going to set a timer because helps me. So I'll see you in 15 minutes. Bye. Hey, I'm Hunter, and we're back. In about 6 seconds, I'm going to pull out the pizza, and we're going to learn how to do some toppings and the cheese and marinara and stuff. So look at that. Look at that. My crust puffed up very nicely this time. Not too many big air bubbles. So first of all, I'm just going to jump right into it. We're going to add some sauce in. You don't have to use all of it, trust me. Don't want to put too much sauce on. And if you want to put a lot of sauce on, make sure you're going pretty cheesy. I like a lot of cheese on my pizza, so making sure I get every little piece. Scraping the bowl for cheese. But I think I'll just have enough. Look at that. And I like to throw some pepperoni on my pizza. You can top it with whatever. Veggies. If you do veggies, I recommend sauteing them. Like if you're going to do mushrooms or something like that, even celery. Saute them first in a pan. Make it quicker on yourself. Or taste better, not quicker. I'm just kind of throwing some pepperoni on here. You don't have to use all of it. Again. So now I'm going to throw my pizza back in for about another 20 minutes. So 20 minutes later, we're back and our pizza's done. Ooh, look at that. It's all melty and bubbly and cheesy. Look at that finished product. Making sure we don't burn our countertops or our board. So basically, he followed me the whole way through our video, and there's our finished product. Now you know how to make your pizza, and since it's game day, now you'll know how to pass it on to other people. Sorry, Dad.